go. I always do the clap, but the video always ends, and I feel like I always like let's go. Episode 83. So this is our Michigan Homebrew Festival recap episode, directly following last week's kind of prep episode, and we got Colin Burton here from AABG and Joe from Pontiac Brewing Tribe, and they're gonna help basically bullshit the night away with us, about why we loved MHF this year. try to build some hype for next year. It's just such a good time. I just want to I want to share the love with people. But I don't know, before we start doing whatever, guys, like what Colin, what you got in your glass? I know you just said you were grabbing a beer.
Yeah, I have my Munich Helles in my glass here. Very tasty.
Was that on tap this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Oh no, this was not one I didn't bring any beer home with me, so I was pretty happy about that.
That's always a good feeling.
Yeah, that's great.
I cheated a little bit because I had half kegs. So,
Well, still, man. Gives you an excuse to get back and brew some more.
That was the hope.
Yep.
Oh, what you got, Joe?
I got a bowl.
It's beautiful. Did it have like chips and salsa in it?
No, I got a Bell's Oktoberfest.
Because
two
yeah, seriously.
I was gonna say I've got one sitting right here. I'm gonna be breaking into that here later in the show.
I think that I've only had two so far this year. I've had Sam Adams, and somebody brought out, maybe it was Greg, Joe. Somebody brought out the Yingling Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it was Greg. Yeah,
I saw those floating around.
I saw those. I wanted to try one. I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, it was tasty.
Spot level. It's almost on a spot level.
Really?
Yeah, they're nice beers.
Huh. Yep. Oh, good.
And I don't know if you guys saw the official news. I think it's official. I don't know. I saw a couple websites post it, but apparently Michigan is getting Yingling in the fall.
Oh,
so it's finally coming.
I've been hearing the rumors.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the fourth time I've heard this rumor.
I know. Yeah,
just saying. But
I think last time it was between us and another state, and the other state got it, and we did.
Oh, okay.
Is there like a bidding process?
I don't know how they were deciding. They were deciding between the markets and maybe working with the distributors or something. Michigan's a little weird for that patchwork, I think, right?
I think you're right. Excuse me. Yeah, we'll see. I know if you follow better on Draft, those guys have posted the same thing like 4 times, in the last couple of years too. So I think they're finally got it this time. So we'll see.
All right.
I don't know. What do you got, Jordan? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking one of my ciders.
Was that out this year?
No, I did not. I did not bring this out.
Okay.
I was scrambling at the end there to kind of bring. I was planning on bringing my whatever beer that I brewed. It was supposed to be a Mexican lager, but I don't know what it is. Not great. That's what it is. But so I kind of, that got. I don't know. I didn't bring it out. I should have probably, but then again, I think my wife would have killed me if I came back with empty kegs of cider. So
you got to make more cider.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. But yeah, so that's what I'm drinking. I've got 2 of them on tap. I'll probably switch in between the 2 of them or this Oktoberfest here. What about you, Brian?
So right now I'm drinking Eagle Juice, which I brought back like 3.5 gallons of, I think, probably. So yeah, I think it was on just Thursday, maybe. So at least a little bit of it went away.
Was it Thursday? Was I there? I was there Thursday.
Maybe it was on Friday too. I don't think people were feeling like the American light lager, out at camp this year. I guess because the cold IPA is like way more drank. There's no more cider left. That Hydro Mule is like 3/4 gone. So I don't know, or maybe it just really sucks. Maybe it's
it was probably all the hams they had on there. That was
yeah, right. That's true. Yeah. I think we bought like 6 cases of hams this year to hand out. That was ridiculous.
Chris Hyatt there is in chat. Hi, Chris. He says it was definitely there Friday. So
I missed it. It was there Friday for sure. Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
It was there Thursday and Friday. So Connie was pouring. With,
there's the fuck. How did I miss Connie?
Yeah,
Chris.
Yeah, way to call out Chris and just.
Sorry, Connie.
Yeah, her and Shayna were behind the bar probably like 3/4 of the time this year. So thank you too for all of your bar service. I think I worked maybe like an hour's worth of bar shift like the entire weekend. Not that I didn't want to. It's just everybody in the club always kind of had it covered. So
yeah,
I
appreciate it. Years past, I've usually spent like hours tending bar, but yeah, this year it was just already rocked out.
Excuse me. So go ahead. What were we going to say?
I find it interesting. I mean, just get right into it. Really, I find it interesting that the clubs that do and don't tend bar. Like at our tent, we just put the taps out. It's like, when you want a beer, you go get your beer. Like I'm not standing there all day serving you beer.
And I'll tell you what Keepers does that.
There's a story behind this.
Oh, okay.
It was 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
maybe
so.
5. Where our very first iteration of our bar was front facing, and we were told that we couldn't do that in the future. Like next year, somebody had to be pouring the beer for like the homebrew festival rules or like the legalities of the state or something like that. And last year, I don't remember that really being enforced, and this year nobody has said anything. So I don't really know what happened. Yeah, but I like the way our bar is set up. I mean, we have like 24 taps this year too, and so people aren't going to go back there and just pick around.
I mean, it gives you the opportunity to talk about the beer more, at least, right? I mean, I often would just go stand next to our tabs and wait for people to come up. I'm like, I'll talk to you about the beer. Let's go.
It is true too. Yeah.
Yep.
Especially if they're ordering one that you made and you're back there pouring it or something or.
Oh wait, no, Brian. I think I remember what was going on. I think the year we were told that was the year that they gave out the full pint glasses, and they told people that they couldn't self-serve because they couldn't regulate the 3-ounce pour.
I wonder.
So when they give you an unmarked rocks glass, that's like
so suddenly no more rules apply.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think those pint glasses were marked, if I remember right.
They were marked. They were marked. I don't know. I thought I remember something about that, but regardless, you know what? It's better off we were told that because we wound up with a kick-ass bar.
I like your setup. It is a nice setup.
Yeah,
we got to see it at more homebrew cons.
We're going to. We're probably not going to haul it all the way out to California next
Well,
year.
no, that's not it.
Was this year considered the East Coast or the Midwest?
This was that's a good question. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming that was an East Coast one.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like. I mean, if we're driving 6 hours east, I'm gonna call it.
But they never really do like Midwest proper.
We had Grand Rapids like what 6 years ago or 8 years ago or something. Yeah.
Once in a while, it goes to Minnesota. And those are really the only 2 Midwest.
Has it ever gone back to Colorado or anything like that?
Not since I've been going.
Okay. Yeah, when it's closer, if we can get it within a couple hours, I think we'll haul it out. It's so freaking heavy. Like, even for 2 people to carry that thing more than like couple 100 feet, like it's just a beast. But I don't know, there were a lot of clubs out of NHC or at HomebrewCon this year that had what looked to be like heavier like more intricate bars, so that were further away. So I don't know, maybe we're just we need to suck it up or something.
Yeah, there you go. Suck it up, get it done, come on.
Yeah.
So did you guys get any? Well, I know I saw you there for sure, Colin. At the pizza thing on Thursday. Jordan, you weren't there yet. Joe, were you there?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't there Thursday.
Ate a lot of pizza.
So yeah, Kevin. One of the cooler things on Thursday, Kevin Ben built this like cinder block like double fire pizza oven thing, and I think he made up, or him and his chefs or somebody, they got a bunch of dough together, and they were pumping out like a pizza every 5 minutes, just like ad hoc, like asking people what they wanted, like topping stuff up, throwing it in, bringing it out. Um, and I don't know, it was ridiculous. It was so good. Like I know, Colin, you have a pizza oven, don't you? Like an outdoor pizza oven, or is that
I use
something else?
I use my big green egg, but yeah, I can cook.
Oh, we have that
cook a pretty good
conversation.
pizza on there. Yeah,
We did.
although I do want one.
I want to do something like that. It was so easy to build. Like honestly, it was cheap
Yeah.
too, because I think it took like 48 bricks and a couple paver stones.
What was the $20 for?
Yeah,
Right.
That was my other problem. I felt
The
like
ingredients,
it
the
was a
ingredients,
little
right?
bit expensive for the donation, but I'm like, whatever. They're gonna cook me some pizza. I'll eat plenty of this. It was tasty. It was a lot of fun.
I did have one of each, I think, for as long as I was down there,
Yeah.
and the keg. There was a keg of beer. There's a half barrel of.
Yeah,
What
the free
was
beer
it?
was there.
I didn't think about it.
Oh, there was. It was from a brewery, and I heard what brewery it was, and I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
It was nearby where we were. I'm pretty sure. One of the guys I was with lived around there. Was telling me. Jim was telling me where it was from, but I don't remember now.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Not that there wasn't enough beer flowing,
Yeah.
out there, but that's, it was there. It was there. We're not walking
You
out
didn't
of
have to
the
go.
Motor City. Who had awesome beer this year. Speaking of, hi, hold on, got a cat issue.
You're supposed to grease the wheels before they don't give you the Dead Grass Award. So you actually
And Nikki's on. Hi, Nikki. $20 was for ingredients. All the bricks, no limit on slices. Yay.
Oh yeah, Nikki, I'm not complaining. I happily handed over my $20 and ate all the pizza I could manage. It was fine with me.
Very good.
Yeah, I kind of want to just like build something cheap in my backyard like that. I know it'll fall
Yeah,
apart,
right.
like, but not too
And
often.
you
But I mean,
just build it again.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, paver stones and bricks are cheap as shit. So
I think they were like 68 cents a brick, and pavers were like $10 or something. Yeah, it was awesome. So what happened Friday? Because you just got there, Jordan.
yep, I got
What's
there.
that
Feast of
called?
Friday.
Feast of
Yeah,
Friday.
Feast of Friday.
What Colin, Joe, what did your clubs do for Feast?
Colin,
ahead,
you
Joe.
want to go? We went along with the Mardi Gras theme, so we did chicken and sausage gumbo, and then shrimp and crawfish Creole, and then we had a king cake at the end. I don't know if you got a slice of that, but we brought it out like an hour and a half later than that. Feast of
I
Friday.
only heard about that the next day. I was sad to have missed it.
Yeah, same here.
But Jason got the baby out of that. So
That's
he's
what I
like,
heard.
I was like, no shit. He's like sitting there, like, what's this?
And what color
That's
was
the
the
baby.
demon baby in this king cake?
It was like a grayish, weird looking baby. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he kept it in his pocket the rest of the time. He like pulled it out on Saturdays. Like, yeah. So what does that mean? What does he have to do now?
Usually when you cut into the baby, usually it's served family at the family function, or you got to buy the king cake next year
Okay.
if you run into the baby.
Okay. Not that you guys are doing Mardi Gras again, but
No, I was like, you got to buy the baby. I was like, it's up to you though. And he's like, no, I'll buy the baby. I'll buy the king cake. I'll buy the king cake.
Well, see, Brian. Now you guys have to do Mardi Gras next year,
Mm.
and then it's just tradition. Whoever gets the
I guess,
baby.
I guess
Yeah,
it's,
just-
it's decided
Mardi
for
Gras
us.
forever now.
That's
Yeah,
it,
thanks,
yeah.
Joe. You like cursed MHF.
Oh my god, no. I like it. I just don't want to see it again. No.
What is a king cake? So I've never ever had a piece or a slice or whatever. I'm sort of familiar with what it is, but is it a particular flavor too, or it's just
Yeah.
whatever?
It's kind of like the consistency of like cinnamon roll almost,
Okay.
kind of like a pastry cake like that. And then the outside is very it's like a light coating on the outside, and there's like a cream cheese or fine frosting, and then like a powdered decoration on top. There's nothing special about it. I mean, it tastes really good, but
It sounds really good. Now I'm extra sad I missed it.
sometimes they fill it with cream cheese of different flavors. There's a lot of different variations of it.
That's one thing I don't remember there being a lot of out there this year is not that I eat a lot of it, but desserty things. Or maybe I just missed it. Maybe I was just too drunk all weekend.
No, I don't think there was. We had like a batch of cookies on one night, but that was all of it for us.
I don't think we had anything except our
we
slushies.
Well, the slushies were
That'll do it.
And
plenty of sugar in there.
Of another special shout out to Connie and Tim Wicklund for bringing out their drunk purchase slushy machine, which was
It's an amazing drunk purchase.
yeah, it was awesome. It was a hit.
I wish I could make drunk purchases as useful as that.
What are yours, like fishing rods and
Yeah, a lot of it's like just fishing gear I don't need, or computer parts, or a video game that I never play.
I think probably the important part is having both people drunk at the same time wanting to make the same purchase.
That's it. Yeah.
That
Yep.
helps a lot.
Yeah. There we go. I'm gonna bring a drink up to my wife after the show.
Tim and Connie are both watching it. Was it mutual, you guys, or was it a single payer situation? Ask buy first, ask permission later. I can't remember. I feel like I heard the story, but
And the same amount of drunk.
Yeah.
Same amount.
Mutual. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good. So Feast of Friday was Friday night. What do we have going on during the day?
We did a sausage fest that night.
Oh, Colin, I'm sorry. I'm just like
Yeah, one of our members, a female member of our group, was like, it's always such a sausage fest. We should just make that a reality. We're like, all right, we can't not do that now. I had a big old sausage hat on.
I tried some of those sausages later in the night after they were in there. There was like this smoked sausage. I don't know what it was. Like I wasn't there.
That was either the linguica or the chorizo were both on the smoker.
Oh man, God, it was fantastic.
Man, I wish I like.
Yeah, we smoked a bunch of it. I walked around and I got beer in a pot full of brats from every single club and just did this like big blend of all random beers and did a brat boil.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
And we seared those up on the griddle just to finish them off. We cooked. I'm estimating somewhere between 30 and 40 pounds of sausage that night.
Holy crap!
So, and we got through pretty much all of it by the end of Saturday.
I was gonna say, you guys had some good damn food. Like seriously, like I had one of your smash burgers. Like
we were thinking, next year just screw the food truck and I'll just get a bigger griddle and
there you go.
just give me a couple bucks of burger or something.
Hell yeah.
There I don't know. There was so Nikki just said it. There was so much food out there this year. I was thinking the same thing. Even before MHF started, I was looking at the events, and I was like, "Geez, we're gonna be able to eat like just all weekend.
Never
all we're
go
gonna
hungry.
do as much food as beer." Yeah, and we had some new people out to MHF this year from our club, and one of their first questions was like, "What do we do for food if we're going to be out there for like 2 days or 3 days?" And all we could be like, "Just don't worry about it. Like you will get fed." Yeah. Who did the chorizo, Colin?
That was Jeff for Annie and Jeff in our club.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we have in years past had a various auxiliary groups in our club, and we had a meat maker auxiliary group who would get together and do a bunch of sausage stuffing and stuff like that. But haven't met in a few years. But yeah, that's we still do it once in a while.
It's kind of like I think the only auxiliary group that we would have from keepers would be the hot sauce enthusiasts.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah.
We keep talking about doing a mustard one that never seems to materialize.
Yeah,
really.
Mustard would be good too. God, now I like.
Oh man, there's so much to do with mustard.
I want to make mustard.
Yeah, right.
Like a fermented mustard, or
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Different seed sources and mix-ins, all kinds of stuff.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Just another fermentable food, man.
So maybe that's something that happens as an event for MHF next year. Some sort of like a fermented food swap. Like like you bring your mustard or hot sauces or whatever, and just swap jars or whatever, and bring home a bunch of random condiments or something. I don't know, or a
And then
bar to use it all too.
And then everybody got botulism.
Yeah.
Oops.
Salsas, maybe. I don't know about fermented salsas. Maybe I'm sure that's got to be a thing.
I mean, it's basically a hot sauce at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
With tomatoes. I don't know how that go. Yeah, what was happening Friday during the day? I can't even remember.
I know. I'm trying to think. No. Besides all the massive amount of drinking, a lot of clubs were still getting set up that day. I know AABG was getting set up, or was that Thursday?
No, we were on
yeah,
Thursday.
that was Thursday. I got out there on Wednesday, and so like my time of reference is like all.
I'm pretty sure most of Friday I just sort of sat around, which is a weird thing for me to do. I'm not very good at that. Which that's kind of nice.
Oh, that was the mead share Friday night.
Yeah, the mead share Friday night.
Oh, yeah. I remember most of that.
Sort of did my night in too.
Yeah. That bottle share on Saturday screwed me.
Yeah.
So I thought it was fine, and then
10 o'clock rolled around, and you're like, I'm going to bed.
I think it was closer to 11, to be fair. I know Shayna told me you came over and we're giving her some shit for a little bit, and
I'm pretty sure that was going both ways. We were both ragging on you.
Yeah, that's right. She was up till like 1:30 that night, I think. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah. not that that's late. I mean, Motor City and KGB, there was like karaoke and shit going on until like 3 or 4.
I was up till 3 Saturday night.
Yeah.
Which I have not done in a very long time.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 4 o'clock Saturday morning. I woke up to go pee, and so there were still people thumping music.
Was it raining yet by that point?
It just
no, I guess that would have been Saturday morning, so Friday night.
Oh,
Friday
night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, no, after drinking most of the day Friday and most of the day Saturday, I think I passed out on Saturday night at like 11:30, and I didn't wake up until morning.
Yeah.
So, speaking of your little campsite, and I feel terrible for Chris. I don't know if either of you guys, Colin or Joe, met Chris Hyatt. It was his first year out there, but his tent somehow had a hole in it Saturday night. And he woke up to like a stream of water just like pouring down on his face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
He pulled his cot out like into. Thankfully, Jordan, you guys had like a little canopy set up.
Yeah, we had a canopy set up on either end of our.
Yep. Yeah. And just slept outside while it was raining out like on Saturday night.
I woke up that morning and I looked out my tent. Like I said, the entrances of our tent were underneath this canopy, so it was like we had a little social area just in case it did rain. And I look out there, and he's like breaking down his cot outside. I was like, "Damn, he's motivated this morning." Didn't know he had been rained on at night, but yeah, that tent was donated to the trash.
Oh no!
There's no coming back from that.
Yeah. That is a useless piece of cloth that you're sleeping under, basically.
At least he wasn't hanging out at half nude. He got that part down where he's clothed. So.
Yeah.
Brandon saw him that morning. How drunk do you have to be to pull your cot out of your tent and sleep like outside? It's like an extra level.
You'd more understand if you just like fell asleep in there without the cot.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It kind of reminds me of one year. Like I was, it was either first or second year. It was before we were in the area where we're at now. There was a dude that came around. It was late Friday night. he just comes out and he like throws this blanket down like behind somebody's bar or kegerator and lays down a pillow and just goes to sleep.
It was behind KGB.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's
Brian,
a
you were
trail
there, I
behind
think
the fort. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like not even a hammock. He's just, like where all the leaves and dead shit kind of like presses up against the fence behind KGB's area where that trail is. He was just
it's
in his
where the
sleeping
good
bag right
bedding
there.
is.
Yeah.
Exactly. He
I
knew the
guess,
spot.
yeah.
The spiders and
Well, yeah, no, Chris. All the embarrassing stuff. That's not your fault, buddy. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna tell you about all the shit you talked about Jordan while we were just hanging out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine. He usually tells
I'm
it to
just
my face, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, if anything, you guys ruined it for me again. You talked me into trying to play WoW again, so I'm sorry for that. So we'll see what happens there.
All right. I gotta grab some more cider. I'll be back.
You do it. So, God, I can't remember where I was going with that. I had something that I was going to say about the cot situation, but now it's whatever. Did you guys do cots this year? Did you do air mattresses?
I did air mattress.
Cot the second year in a row.
Is it better? You like the cot better?
Yeah, because at the point you get to the cot, you don't really know you're on a cot because you're so you're done. But I like the point that I'm not waking up on a deflated air mattress.
Oh, see, I just got a new air mattress, so mine at least stays up. We had to buy one in the middle of our last camping trip because my wife and I ended up in the V in the middle of the thing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
in the middle of the night. We're like, oh, what is happening?
I came in ended up in the middle of a V. I'm assuming you're talking about an air mattress.
Yes.
I have lived that. Yes, I know.
Fortunately, it wasn't an MHF. I was on the new one at MHF, and that was just fine.
No, perfect.
So what did you guys do for breakfast? You guys have any fun breakfasts?
So normally, Matt McQuillan and Patrick will grill up for us. They came a day later than usual this year, and so Matt mostly did like a club only breakfast thing. They grilled up some bacon, some veggie stuff. Excuse me.
Some peppers, eggs.
Yeah. We didn't do anything for other clubs this year. We kept it small with that. In previous years, we've had nitro coffee on tap too. We didn't quite get there this year. We're going to hopefully
good idea.
get that back next year. Well, and part of it too, so we ran a convenience store theme this year. We kind of wanted to have like a nitro coffee on tap as part of the convenience store thing because they always.
No, you should have had like the big pots of burned coffee.
That's
yeah.
Unlike the old 30-year-old bun coffee maker.
Doesn't look like the lid's been wiped off in like 5 years.
That would have really sold it. You guys would have went that.
Yeah.
That's true, Matt. You did share burritos.
Yeah,
I think I came in right as those were ending.
Yep.
Yeah,
they were delicious.
They were awesome. I had 2 for sure.
Was that Friday morning?
I think so.
That was the morning we did breakfast sandwiches, so I was already full. We did. I did a smoked bologna.
Oh my God, that's right. You brought one to me.
I brought you one, right? Yeah, I did a smoked bologna. I brought you guys a couple, if I remember. And then sliced it up, seared it on the griddle, did egg and cheese sandwiches on Texas toast.
Oh
man,
Shayna doesn't even really like egg, and was like, love that sandwich. Like,
well, it's because you got to make the eggs right.
So and I don't like runny egg, and I still ate the crap out of it. Like it was awesome. Like I had no problem with whatever was going on.
If you do it right, it's like a sauce on the sandwich, right? It's so different than it's just having a sauce on there.
Yeah, no, I love runny egg yolks on a sandwich, and I was debating because I could have came out Thursday night, and I should have. All this talk about all the good food that was going on Friday morning, I should have just bit the bullet and drove out there late.
I mean, it's not like Saturday breakfasts were good too. I mean, there's the Bloody Mary bar, the breakfast casseroles.
Yeah, I had the Bloody Mary bar. That's for sure. I mean, that's a must every year. I mean, it was.
If you can call it a Bloody Mary, it was basically like a cup of vodka with
Thank you,
juice.
Brian.
I
didn't want to get
hear that
anybody in
it's
trouble.
wrong.
It was
It was
basically
awesome. Yeah,
red vodka. It's-
that started my day to end it early for sure. If anything,
Nobody got the bean mosas from Mead Coalition.
I did get a meat mimosa. That's
Those
right.
are-
I had
those are
I had those
amazing.
on Friday. That was really good.
I
Yeah.
missed the French toast and the mimosas. I don't know what I was doing. I was just
didn't
fucking
get
around.
either one. I'll be honest, I don't even remember most of the Feast of Friday. Like, I don't remember getting, like, I didn't have any of our club's food. And by the time I made it back to the club, all the stuff was gone. So I don't know what I ate Friday night. It's not in here. I remember the sausage. That was definitely Friday night. But outside of that, I don't recall what else I ate.
I'd like to highlight Chris's comment here real quick. We could just put that up.
Yeah.
I'll vote yes.
Yeah, I am for it.
Uh,
I will donate supplies and raw materials for you to get your craft going.
the French toast mead. You guys had the French toast mead? I think it was $3. Oh man, that was so good.
I had no idea what to expect with that, and it was like the perfect breakfast drink. Like it was so
real
good. Yeah, Patrick. Who were you working with that day, Patrick? On Feast of Friday. Thank you for doing that. I ran Patrick food like for a lot of Feast of Friday because he was doing all of our frying. We fried up mini hot dogs and fries and
mozzarella sticks.
Oh,
I missed the mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, I remember because I helped peel most of get them out of the package and dipped them. I worked on those and.
Well, so
get any.
This thing too, Jason was telling me a story about how you single-handedly saved the mozzarella sticks because they weren't the breading wasn't sticking to the cheese. And you were like, it needs something acidic to bind like the breading and stuff like that. Was it you?
Beer.
We went and got some of our most acidic sour beer. And rolled it in the sour beer, and then the breading.
Yeah, I remember saying something about that because I mean it was just like mozzarella stick and some,
You only slightly remember you saved the cheese sticks apparently. That's the story.
And then I didn't even get any.
You are the hero of the cheese sticks. So yeah.
I don't. There's a gap missing on that night. Like I remember getting the cheese sticks out of their packaging, and then I remember somehow wandering it down by where the sausages were.
Matt was the sour beer your idea? I have no idea. I heard
maybe it was Matt.
You tell me. I'm hearing stories. Somebody saved the day with sour beer and cheese sticks. I didn't get any either. I put flour on the cheese sticks, but saffron. Yeah, I don't know.
All I know is you guys. I had onion rings. I had we had some chicken nuggets. I had some corn dog bites. Man. It was all great. I was so happy about that. It's perfect to go along with my sausages. All the bar food.
It really was. Yeah. I'm with you, Tim. That's always amazed at how food the good is at MHF.
Yeah, that was.
It's not me, but
yeah, that was a conversation I had with my wife before coming out. She was telling me like you really should bring food. I'm like, I don't know what I need to bring. I mean, outside of like water and whatnot. Like if anybody wants me to pitch in on food or something like that. So I brought food. I didn't touch any of it.
Get that back.
Yeah, it is. It's good to have backup. But
I brought some stuff just in case that I kept in the cooler off to the side. I was like, just in case I need something. But
yep.
I didn't need anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a shout out here too for this little party store called Rick's Party Store that was out there too. They're right off of like some lake, maybe like 5 minutes away from Lake Orion, but they delivered anything that the store had for free, like just whatever the store sold it for.
Oh, no shit.
And they hooked us up with 22 pounds of ice pretty much the entire weekend. But they had pizzas too. And a couple times we had pizzas floating around MHF that were not Kevin's. They're just
was that where the pizza that Jason got?
Yeah, I think I think you might have had some.
Yeah.
And it was super good, like for just being some like little
Those
one-off
pizzas were
store.
amazing. Those
Yeah.
pizzas were truly amazing pizzas. Like
Absolutely.
I was surprised.
I didn't know
blown
they
away.
came from like a convenience store. I thought it was like
Yeah.
some actual
Yeah,
like
like an
I was-
Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
or
I was
something.
some legit za.
So if you guys need some stuff delivered next year, Rick's Party Store.
That is good to know.
Yeah, it was so nice not having to drive out to like Costco or something and like load up bags of ice and drive back.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather shop local with the local guys, anyways. You know, but
I think it was doing like $5 a bag too, which was a pretty solid price anyway as it is. So I'm with you,
yeah.
Nikki.
Okay.
Yeah, pizza dude. His name's Brandon. So shout out Brandon. You're never gonna watch this or know how much we appreciated you, but thank you for your service this weekend. I drank most of your water. Who is that for?
Oh, I think that was for me. That was like half the time I walked either to my tent or away from my tent. McCullen was over there chugging some water.
Oh,
So I was like, I had this big pack of like Meyer water bottles just sitting out in front of my tent because I was like, well, if I hide them inside my tent, I'm probably never going to see them and drink them. So I need to put them in my way.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So does anybody have the info what happened with that food truck? Like, we got like an influx of people that came right over to our booth and we're like, the food truck's out of food, and we're just, like, it had been like 15 minutes, and everyone's like, can we get burgers? And I'm like, what's happening?
And I felt a little bad because I was like I wanted to. There were some people from like your club that were like kind of mad that we were eating burgers, and I'm like,
Oh, they didn't get the memo that I told you.
Yeah, I
to
know,
come
and I'm
get a
like,
burger,
I
so.
don't want to do it. Like, I want to make sure you guys get fed too, but.
Yeah, Jason came over too, and he's like, they're being a little mad over there. And I was like, just stay here. I'll give you a burger. It's fine. Oh, yeah. They came from another site. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Dang. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And they must not have realized how many hungry drunk people there were going to be.
Did they not tell him it was a beer festival? Like, it's. Anyways, whatever. I didn't eat at the food truck. I was saved by one of your smash burgers. So I know I've said it once, but thank you, Colin.
You got it. Yeah, we brought 8 pounds, made 32 burgers. That was in about an hour. If I had a bigger griddle, I could have done more, or more time, I could have done more.
Well, maybe we'll think about that next year, and maybe we can do like a feast of Saturday too, or something.
Yeah.
Craig Watney from MCM was doing smash burgers too. Like, we just, he's got a 36-inch griddle he always brings out. Like, we just set them all up and just go to town.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
I've been wanting to get a griddle. Maybe this will be
Everybody
a push.
should get a griddle. Everybody get one.
There we go.
I was gonna get the 36-inch, but I wanted one that was more portable, and I don't have a truck, so it had to fit within the confines of the SUV world. So I got the 28-inch, and it's big enough for most of what I need.
Oh my god, this is the idea right here.
There
it
Smash the
is.
Friday Smash Burgers Saturday. Could you imagine just like every club like does their own like rendition of like some sort of smash burgers? Like you got like barbecue smash burgers, like Cajun smash burgers, or something like.
That's a great idea.
Or yeah,
Shayna
did say this. Maybe we just organize it, and because there was so much food Friday night, like so much.
Your profile
food.
picture at Homes. That's Homes, isn't it?
That is Homes. Yeah, that is Homes.
Not many breweries are that color.
So yeah, maybe that's a good idea too. I love that. Yeah. Oops.
I'm gonna go grab another beer. I'll be right back.
All right. Cat delivery. Yeah.
Another cat.
He misses me. Yeah, I was gone for like 4 days, and like all this week since I've gotten back, it's just been like sleeping in the corner of my office or hopping into my lap and crying. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. I don't have my cat back here cleaning herself as usual.
Yeah. What's up with that? Got abandoned tonight.
So you guys were not up late enough to realize that bowl reference, were you? When I whipped out that bowl?
No.
There was somebody I'm not going to mention walking around with a bowl and asking for beer to be served inside the bowl.
Oh my
and
God.
Then he had a congregation behind him shortly after asking for bowl beers.
No, I don't remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't. Shannon
That's
used to listen to.
kinda
Were
funny.
you serving for that or Connie? Like, was that Saturday or Friday?
I believe that was Saturday. Don't hold me to it. But
Colin, were you around for bowl beers?
I did not see that. They must have gotten the idea for my
That was
my
Pat
beer
Hyde.
brats.
That was Pat.
Oh, is it Pat
Of
and
course,
Matt?
yeah.
Oh, there. Oh, he
yeah,
got.
yeah. Somebody.
There you
go.
Didn't want to call you out.
That's
Okay.
hilarious. That makes sense now. All right.
Did it soak through eventually?
I think Pat held his bowl together for the majority of it. I think there was a piece of tape on it at one point.
Bowl
so.
beers were Friday. No.
Oh, we're talking like the paper bowls even.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was impressive. I got him that far along.
There's always something.
Yeah,
There's
there's
always
something.
something.
What about the Michigan Beer Cup awards too? We can't forget those. And the
Oh yeah.
what?
Joe-
And Brian, why don't you recap which club took that?
so keepers did take the Homebrew Club of the Year award this year. It's the
Excellent work.
second time, but it's only our second time. We've fought KGB for it long and hard for the last few years, and
I was trying to mentally keep track, and I was like, I thought KGB had the lead, but I think maybe you guys have had a couple more gold. So
I think the way that the points broke down is it's I think it's 6 points per gold, 4 for silver, 2 for bronze, and 1 for honorable mention.
Mhm.
And yeah, and best of show got an additional 2 points. So best of show and beer, whatever their 6 point beer was 8. Same for cider mead. So Jeff Carlson and we took best of show for beer. It was it some sort of stout? Shoot, I can't remember off the top of my head now. I was literally just asking this.
I do remember thinking the style was. I was like, oh, that's an interesting one to take best of show, but yeah, I can't remember what it was.
A stout? Was it a stout, Matt? Okay,
That says a
thanks.
stout.
Irish stout.
No,
Was it
I'm going to
Motor
go
City?
look right now because I'm curious. Let's see here.
Matt from MCM.
Okay, cool.
It was Motor City.
Irish Extra. Okay. Granger Danger, Ryan Moore, co-brewer Lauren Bidsker. I'm not really good with reading,
Sorry,
but yeah, MCM.
half the names were pronounced wrong during the award ceremony. It's okay.
No, I'm glad I'm not the one doing it. I'm so bad
not a
at
job I envy.
that. So yeah, keepers took that. Joe, your club took Dead Grass, right?
Yes. We planned this all year. It's been a year-long effort. I mean, for a good 2.5 months, I was like every day after work putting in like 2-3 hours of work, like doing stuff, emailing back, building things.
That's so cool. So who, for those that weren't there or may have missed it, you guys had a dunk tank.
Yes.
Like,
that
yeah.
was pretty great.
was that built on premise? Like who?
No,
I didn't even see you guys putting that up.
Marcus built that. Marcus from my group built that.
That was just in like an IBC tote, right?
Yeah, it's from Two Roots. So there were some toast left over. He's like, "Can I grab that?" And we're like, "Yeah, grab it.
Thanks.
Get rid of it."
One of our members ended up. I don't know if she was one of the first in there or not, but she ended up on there on Friday night, and was she'd been drinking. Just to,
Of course.
Is that what happens? Yeah.
three guys came up. They got 3 bean bags each. Every single one whiffs. And so she's up there, kind of like, you guys can't get it. One of our other guys in our club just gets up and he's like, "Are you sure you want this?" And she wasn't even paying attention. Just one hit and she's down.
Oh, yeah.
I have video. You can see her. She's like taking a drink. And she just goes, "Boom."
Greg says she was the first, the number one.
It was
the
pretty
inaugural.
special. I have that video for Black Mail later.
Perfect.
She got her revenge quite a few times on one of our guys. So
Yeah.
Did a lot of you guys go in that? Like, was the tank only going at night? Was it going during the day?
it was only going at kind of midway dusk through a little
Okay.
bit of the night. So it wasn't.
I'm not a big fan of getting wet, so I'm not going in a dunk tank.
That was a sweet idea. And then the baby thing.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
That was hard to get together because I was trying to find a way to make it so it was fair, and then it didn't end up being. Of course, there was some kind of hiccup in it, but
There's a snafu.
There's
There's
a
too many rules that people didn't read.
Yeah.
And I think
it was still really cool.
it made me realize they don't want to run a BJCB competition. That's for sure. Like, nope.
All that reading. What is this? So I missed this. There was a sausage in the tank Sunday morning.
Yes, there was. There was.
It was hopefully an actual sausage.
It was.
Okay. All right.
Probably came from my booth. I don't know how it got there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We all thought it was funny, so whoever did it, appreciate it.
You know what? I just realized now, like when we were disassembling Sunday, there was like all the water coming down from your guys' area, and that must have been the draining of the dunk tank.
Yeah, we shut it off because like that's too much. That's way too much water.
So how did you guys like eventually drain it and disassemble it, or just wait for us to leave?
Waited for everybody to kind of get the majority of their stuff packed up. I think by the time it was like halfway down the hill, it was already almost down to a quarter left in the tank. It went.
How'd you fill it? Just off that little pump right there in the fort?
Yeah, it went quick as well. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, things got some pressure on it for sure.
Wow, that's wild.
I don't know if you guys saw. Speaking of water, we actually. So I don't know if anybody here knows Mike O'Brien, Brewgiver. One of the older guys in our club. He's been around a while, but he's had a hand in helping put together a lot of the breweries in the area, and real tinkerer, likes to make things. And the reason why we have all the stuff our club has, like the tap trailer and the tents, and he brings his smoker out. But this year he wanted running water, so he bought 300 feet of like PEX tubing and ran PEX tubing all the way from the main administration building and tapped it off behind each of the groups that were on their way to us. And so we all had running water this year. It was wonderful.
That's what the giant hose was, though.
That's what it was, just like hose just hanging out in the middle of the whole thing. It was wonderful. Yeah, we got jealous of you guys having your little tap in the fort. So
I was wondering about that. Nice. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you to Bill Belair too for bringing out his filter thing that was sitting out on front of that tap all weekend.
Oh, is that
and
Bill?
Spraying. He came out. I think it was Wednesday. Him and Michelle came out Wednesday, and he sprayed some sort of little pesticide thing like all over the camp, because there's like little
he did
sand mites and stuff out there, and I guess Michelle got like super bit up. Like
my ankles were just covered in tiny red dots, and I was like, "What the hell was that?"
That might have been it. Yeah,
that happened a couple years ago with me. I don't recall this year that happening, so maybe that's up to Bill.
Fortunately, they weren't itchy, but I was like, "What is going on?" But the bugs are pretty bad this year. I feel like they haven't been as bad in years past.
It was surprisingly well. So we had a thermal cell going down on Keepers pretty much the entire weekend, and I've never used one of those before, but I felt like, honestly, like within the Keepers area, that thing worked pretty well.
They're pretty effective.
Yeah, I had no idea, and we have kind of an enclosed-ish area too.
Yeah.
So maybe it wouldn't have worked so well if we weren't in the forest. Like we have no wind basically.
Yeah.
Down where we
it was definitely worse back at the campsite. We camped a little further back in the forest, and it was way worse back there. But yeah, just I don't know. This year was a lot buggier.
Yeah, as soon as I left our campsite, it was like smacking shit. Yeah, it was bad. Even during the day, it was bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. You're in the middle of the forest, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just drink enough, and it won't matter.
I know. It was way worse on Wednesday and Thursday when there were less people there, and so once people got there on Friday and Saturday, there were more targets to kind of spread out the bugs.
Spreads them all out.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was fine. It was a little bit
population.
better. Did you guys have any like outstanding like beers or meads or anything that you were like that you kept going back to?
The meads that I had at the Mission Mead Coalition, always phenomenal. I mean, just the ones they had on tap. Those are always great.
We're laughing at your kid, not the mead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was wondering if the microphones going to cut that out or not, but
No, we got it.
Nope. Yeah, you do. Those are always great, and I don't generally tend to go back to the same one over and over again. I like to. I mean, there's so many, right? I think the only ones that I drink multiple over the ones in our booth. We actually had a really nice coffee stout that was a great breakfast beer on. One of our guys roasted the coffee himself, and it was delicious.
That sounds. I think I had that. It's hard for me to remember all the beer that I, drank. Like it's like I'm pretty sure I remember pulling it off off the truck, but yeah. I'm trying to think. Motor City had just like awesome beer this year.
Did you try their gang beer?
What did
it was like they did like the Apple Cinema Pop-Tart mead.
Yes.
That was so good.
Yeah.
And they tried to run it through a Randall with a bunch of Pop-Tarts in it too. I think it just got clogged too much. But that was their idea. I don't know if you saw it sitting behind their
I did see the Randall back there. I didn't see the used. I was wondering why they had it.
It looked disgusting.
but it tasted great.
It tasted real good.
I liked theirs. I liked Cass Rivers. Yeah, I'm with you, Tim. Motor City Masher. Oh, these are just.
The Dortmunder was awesome.
That's just.
That was Mike's.
Yeah,
Mike Neville's.
Awesome.
I went back, I think 4 or 5 times to the Dortmunder.
Yeah, Dortmunder was great.
He was even asking one of the guys in our club for like pointers on how to make it better. He's like, I'm not done with this. Making this better.
Yeah. I think there's way better beer at MHF compared to HBC Club Night.
I think that's because Michigan clubs just generally make better beer.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
Like we've got a lot of like powerhouse homebrewers in this state, and they all go to Homebrew Fest. Like we're lucky.
Maybe what we need to do is just like 1 year when it's in the Midwest, create just like a Michigan homebrew club booth, and just
we actually used to do this.
Oh, really?
We used to do this more when we had to travel further. So back in the day, adventurers would offer to they would offer a pallet of kegs, and so we would everybody that wanted to get a keg would take one of their kegs, clean it, get it all ready to go, fill it up with beer, take it back, and they'd ship that pallet of kegs out to HomebrewCon. And then we do like the Michigan Coalition of Brewers club booth. We had a banner for it and everything, and we find a couple of jockey boxes on site, and then once we were done, the beer would stay there, and they'd find some local distributor thing to buy the kegs and sell the kegs off.
Dang, cool.
Yeah, we used to do that, but yeah, that was a really cool service. That back when they were a little more small and were able to more directly interact with us.
Yeah.
We were real appreciative of that. But yeah, that's Michigan's great. We got a lot of good beer. I actually want to talk about something. I've only lived in Michigan 8 years now, and I've never heard of something like this in any other state.
I've been wondering that, but I don't know who to ask.
I came from Southern California, where there are a lot of really good homebrew clubs, and not once did I ever hear of all of them getting together out in the desert and just doing like a homebrew fest for a few days. Like, it's like maybe there are other states that do it, but I've not heard of any. Like this is I think maybe a uniquely Michigan thing, and it is It's so awesome. I love this so much.
Well, maybe this can be our
Yeah.
call out. If anybody who's watching,
Yeah.
knows people in other states, start asking around and report back to us.
And then we'll go and bust up their camps because it's our idea.
Yeah. Brewers raids. That's
What Joe? What club ended up taking the baby award this year too? There was
Motor City Masters.
Technicality, I heard.
Technicality. The vote count was given away to every club, so that information was available even
Yep.
with the technicality. So
Yep.
Um,
So the
And
Masters
they-
got to know that they won, but only technically.
but their beer was awesome and more than deserves to win.
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
It's so true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
It came down to that. We tried to keep it fair. So even in the end, like when it came down to the tasting panel, we even threw another two people in there, like a random group that each club got to pick.
oh, cool.
Just to keep it more random, but even the judging panel was pretty damn like good, and the comments are great. So I don't know. Hopefully next year, if we do something like that, we're going to try to do it a little bit differently. I already have some ideas. So, but yeah, it came out down to Motor City Mashers. Of course, you guys the keepers, and then the third went to the Mead Coalition.
Oh, cool. I didn't hear who.
Understandable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. What were the other awards that came out this year? Keepers took another one. We took the Gang Brew this year.
Yes, you did.
So this year's Gang Brew was like 25% honey in the beer, along with like a box of Pop-Tarts, like a fruit or a citrus of choice, and I think those were it for the requirements. It was just the honey, the fruit, and the Pop-Tarts. We slushified ours. I think ours ended up being about 30% honey, just to get it up to be like slushable. And so this was something I didn't know. Tim and Connie told us that maybe around like, Tim, you'll have to correct me. Is it around like 14, 15 bricks is the like ideal sugar amount to make something like slush well? So we brewed ours as a sour beer and then back sweeten it with not all the honey, like 3/4 of the honey, and we still had to add a little bit of simple syrup to it to get it to slush well. But then we bought some citric acid to sort of balance out all that sweetness in the end. So if you had any of it and it was really tart and really sweet, it wasn't the lactic acid from the Philly. It was like back tarted a little with citric acid. Yeah, just to make it not like. So that was cool. That's the first time we've ever won that. We've taken silver at least twice, potentially 3 or 4 times. So it was cool to finally win. For those that didn't see the trophy, Michigan Mead Coalition put like little bees on the trophy this year, along with like a little hole and kind of like a bee crawling out of it. So the club that wins every year gets to modify the Gang Brew trophy a little bit for the club next year. Excuse me. And they also get to pick out the rules and the judging for the next year too.
So I'm curiosity here, because I never actually see when this gets posted. Is this only posted on Facebook or is this posted somewhere else? Because I never remember that it's happening until I get there and I'm like, oh, it
is on the Michigan Homebrew Festival Facebook page.
Okay.
That's the only place I've seen it. And then it kind of gets shared out from there. So maybe Nikki, if you're listening, I don't know if there's an email like distribution list we can like add it to too, just for people that don't use Facebook.
I try to use it less,
Yeah, I'm with you. We have members of our club that really don't use Facebook anymore either, and it really makes us try to utilize our website more, and so to keep our like our calendar more up to date with where our club meetings are going to be, and post more like articles on our website about like things that are happening.
Mhm.
So that might not be the worst idea. Maybe Nikki, if you're still listening, you need help with the MHF website. Maybe I can help out with that too. So you let me know, or any of us. I think I don't know, Joe. What do you do for work? I actually don't know. I know all three of us are in IT in a way.
I'm sales and service for a janitorial and packaging supply company. So,
Do you know KSS Sanitary Supply by chance?
what was that?
KSS Sanitary Supply,
No,
Kalamazoo Sanitary Supply. Okay.
no, that's
They're out
kind
of
of
Kalamazoo here. I used to work for them, so you say
Oh.
that, and like I don't know. It's like, oh, maybe you used to know my old employer. You know?
There's so many of them. So,
That's funny. Thanks, Lori. Yeah, I thought it was a much needed approach. We Shane and I, before we brought the gang brew out to MHF, we tasted it and we are like, damn, this is pretty good. And then I've been making mead. I've sort of been getting into mead for the last like 2-3 years, and it's a whole different sort of like alcohol making process than beer. It's just like wildly different, and in the adjustments that kind of you're able to do at the end. And I was like, well, sometimes I adjust my mead to be, a little bit more balanced. What if we adjust this gang brew to be a little bit more balanced? And so I threw in just generic acid blend that you can buy from LD Carlson, which is like citric, malic, and maybe tartaric. I don't really know, but it tasted so much better even when we just like sprinkled a pinch into like our tasting cups, and we're like, okay, we got to bring some sort of acid out to MHF and just adjust in the slushy machine, and that's what we did. So, yeah, wild.
yeah, I heard you're pretty good at making mead. So, to the grapevine.
Did okay. I took a.
Yeah, you did okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did take gold in Sizer this year. I was co-brewer on another gold medal winning beer mead this year. So Jason, Drew Doster, and I did a. It was actually on. I don't think we said this. The mead that took gold in Fruit and Spice this year, which is called Rainbow Connection. It was Costco fruit and Costco orange blossom honey, I think probably, and vanilla. And we made 5 gallons of it and brought it out to MHF last year, and it was sweet as hell and 14% and like fine. It came back home. I think we had like 2 gallons of it left. I bottled it up. I split the bottles between us, and I guess it aged and oxidized a little bit and sort of blended a little bit, and it did really good this year as like an actual contender. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, meat can be weird like that. Sometimes it's just a little bit of age, and you're like, oh, this is totally different. Like,
Yeah.
what
Yep.
chemical process occurred here to cause this to magically be amazing?
Amy and Gail, we were talking under, I think it might have been the AABG tent during the bottle share about meat and micro oxidation a little bit.
Mhm.
And they're very adamant that like something like black currant can oxidize in very good ways
I
to
would
sort
agree.
of like reduce, the bite of the acidity and stuff like that. So just a lot of cool stuff to learn. I swear, so MHF, as much fun it is to like drink people's beer and like hang out and party, like the networking is amazing too. Like if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want feedback on any of your beer, there's a ton of really, really experienced, knowledgeable people out there that are more than willing to get wasted for your benefit. So
Love it.
Very true.
And give you
It's
feedback.
a
Yeah,
free
yeah.
service too.
It really is. Yeah, it's great.
I think I was there for that conversation, the micro, and that was great. I was blown away. It was like a wealth of information.
Oh, you were.
Like,
And
like a
Greg
5-minute span. I was like,
yeah,
oh, wow.
That beer share was awesome too. Thank you for Colin
Yeah.
getting that on the books this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of organically formed last year, and I'm like, well, that was fun. Let's do it again, but official.
Yeah. it was good. We I don't know if it was your idea to split up the sours and like the barrel aged stuff.
That was my idea. People kept asking me, "How are we organizing this?" And I'm
That
like,
worked well.
"We're organizing this. I don't know." And I'm like, "Sours here, other beers here, and go." Organized.
Brian.
Good job.
I missed your first comment, and I knew that I forgot about it. I just wanted to say congratulations on your individual high score in the Catalina Wort
Yes.
Mixer this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
I
he
was
also
reading
took
about
third with his partner this year. So
That was me. That was his partner.
you were?
Yes.
Oh, I totally missed that. Congratulations. That's
I
awesome.
had a feeling. I told him that. I was like, I had a feeling you're gonna do very, very well. And yeah, happy for him. It's great.
What did you guys brew again?
Best bitter.
Best bitter. That's great.
So he had to kind of match that without having tasted the best bitter because he's of the gluten aspect. So it's
That's
amazing.
gotta be
It's great.
difficult to do.
He
Yeah.
was kind of
no doubt.
describing it to me like
I-
how it tasted when he was like going through the process. I was like, that sounds like a best bitter. Sounds
I've
like they would
never
do well.
considered that for people they're always unable to drink gluten. Like I've known brewers that all of a sudden in their midlife somehow end up not being able to do gluten anymore, so they know what the beer tastes like. But never consider that for somebody that's never been able to drink the other beers.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
amazing.
totally
It's
wild.
amazing.
That's wild.
Brian, I want to have you on again too at some point in time. Like the last time we had you on, we had like all sorts of weird audio things, but like we can totally organize another like gluten free show or something. So
Hell yeah, absolutely.
we will definitely do that again. Yeah, the beer share was great. The sours got your taste buds. Yeah, I'm with you, Brandon. Like,
Quick plug on the whole networking and wealth of knowledge thing. If anybody really wants to network with great people that know beer, steward competitions, judge competitions. Those are
Yes.
your two best options. All of these people are at those events. Go and do those.
thank you for the plug. Yeah, definitely.
I say as I didn't go to Michigan Beer Company.
I was gonna say with that, Jason.
I was out of town. Damn it!
It's okay, dude. Like a lot of people had things going on that weekend. I reached out individually to like, maybe like 5 different people, and everybody was like, I know, like, but something like important else was, going on and whatever. Like, it's totally fine. I think this year was a little bit of just like a happenstance thing where a lot of our important people were out of town, but the Michigan Beer Cup
I've
this
always
year,
tried to make that in the past. So.
come next year, it's gonna be awesome.
I'm definitely gonna try to have myself out there next year. Kind of wanted to this year, but like this year's like late July through mid September, just every fucking weekend got booked up in like April.
Yeah,
So-
I know the feeling.
Yeah,
And if you want to like learn how beer tastes too, like there's no better place to do it than at a homebrew competition. Like you're never gonna sit down somewhere and try as many like international pale lagers or something like that as like at like a homebrew competition.
One of the great things about that, if you come out and steward, like even if you don't start judging, a lot of the
that's
judges
awesome.
will just be like, "Hey, come try this," to their stewards, right? They're like the stewards, like, "Hey, you want to try a really great example, whatever this is? Here you go, try this." Or, "Hey, this one really sucks. You want to know what not to do? Here, try this one." That's you can learn a lot just through the stewarding.
That in and of itself is getting your brackets on great versus don't. And then being able to talk with these individuals. I mean, that's what I want to do, honestly. But talk with them, be like, okay, well, what causes that? How do you avoid it? What to do. But yeah, that definitely. I think that's a great idea.
No worries, Brian. Like we'll figure it all out next year. You can be there next year. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
I think you were going to say something, Brian. There, just a
I
little bit
was,
ago.
and I can't remember what it was again.
It was about the beer cup.
Jason and I are going to take it over next year. I don't know if it was about that.
It was. That's exactly what you were going to say.
Okay. I know that I was going there. I was going to say something else too, but Jason and I are going to. Oh, that's what I was going to. So yeah, Jason and I are going to. We're taking it over next year. Nothing really is going to change in the overall way that it works. We have ideas to make it. We're going to try to be very open and present online about like timelines and stuff. We want as many volunteers as we possibly can. So we're gonna try to post and get hype worked up around it all year long.
We're talking about our BJCP group,
the Michigan Beer Cup.
Oh,
but
Beer Cup, yes.
That's the other thing that I wanted to say is that keepers right now are really trying to organize a small little group of people to get trained up as BJCP judges. And I would love to start this like organic effort in getting like a young group of people trained up and creating really good score sheets. You know, like it's really easy to like taste a beer and I like, you know, tastes good. We know would buy, smells like beer, sweet.
Yeah.
But like creating like really good spreadsheets with feedback on like what they would change, or what might be lacking, or what could be added in order to just like improve the quality of like, you know, whatever they're drinking.
Exactly.
We don't a lot of those older good judges are kind of leaving right now because
they've been doing it.
They want to retire, man. Yeah, they put in their time. Yeah, absolutely.
But one of the best things you can do is, I mean, go to the style guidelines and look at the example styles, and just, you know, pick a category or two, and, you know, go to Total Wine or 8 Degrees Plato or wherever you can find all the good stuff. I don't know what's out on the west by you guys, but you know, go to your good local bottle shop and just try to find all of those examples of those things, and, you know, sit down and try to write down what you experience in those, and then keep in mind that those are good examples of what you're drinking. So if it doesn't matter what you think of the beer, right? I mean, unless it's, you know, you might get an oxidized bottle here or there if something's gone wrong, but, you know, generally speaking, if you've got a good example of that beer, you are drinking something that is what this thing should taste like according to the people that wrote the guidelines. So and then doing that, you actually get a really good idea of again, bracketing, like you mentioned, Jordan. Like you get the bracket on one side or the other, like, you know, because these are guidelines that are a spectrum. So you'd be like, hey, you know, taste is one thing. I think this was like tropical stouts. We did this a few years back. This is like complete like dichotomy of sides of this thing, where like these two things are both tropical stouts according to the guidelines, and they're both examples of great ones, and they could not have been more different. You know, so there's a lot of breadth of category in some of these styles, and some of them are super narrow, and you're like, no, this is the only thing that tastes this way. So
yeah, and I think that's a good shout out, because the guidelines are guidelines, right? They're not rules. Exactly. So yeah, there is wiggle room in all sides, but you know, a Belgian beer is never going to taste like you know, an American beer, you know, for like pale ales or something like that. Like there's distinctions and stuff.
But everything is a saison.
But everything is a saison. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Most definitely. If you're fermenting with Bell Saison, it's a saison. Yeah.
You can know English ale yeast and it's still a saison.
Like Brian, I remember you mentioned something a while ago, as you know, you and I were talking, because I've always, you know, tried to been a stickler for like clarity or appearance in beer. Like, you know, my this is condensation, but my ciders are quite clear.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Love having something that's beautiful, brilliant, crystal, you know, something you can see through. So it's like what, 3 points?
On its own, it's 3. Well, yeah, pretty much.
It's 1.
Yeah.
There's 3 points for like appearance.
Yeah,
and clarity is basically
just
one of those 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that, like, you know, with like an IPA category or something like that, you know, there's like that clarity, what have you. You can brew pretty much a perfect style of a West Coast, and it could be opaque basically, and still technically score pretty damn 40s. Well. Yeah, exactly.
You want a 45 beer? It can be cloudy even it's not supposed to be. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but like realizing that is like something that's kind of like shifted my mentality on like how I'm brewing, because I focused on like appearance for so long, and I feel like I kind of, except for this last beer, don't know what happened there. But yeah,
the only thing I will say is that I will add that as a human, I think that even if you don't want to be influenced by it, you still may be influenced by appearance when you're first pouring, even if you're technically not supposed to be. Even if there's only 3
I think that'll depend on the style a little bit, right? Like, you know, if you get some, you know, pale European lager that's supposed to be brilliantly clear, and you're pouring this like hazy muck out, and you're like,
a little
I
bit
don't know.
purple or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the
Well,
semantics, more or less
if
of
it's
it. But
purple, if it's purple and hazy, that's 2 points. and then add in bad head retention, and all three are gone. It's just you're screwed.
I don't think I've ever seen a 0 like an appearance. I would.
I've never given a 0 in appearance. I don't think I've ever given less than a 2 in appearance, to be honest. There's usually something redeeming in there.
What's your? Are you certified, Colin?
I'm certified, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I need to get my judging points up more to go any further. So I haven't bothered to retake the test.
Colin's awful. Also awful. Also not
I
awful.
am awful.
Also offered to help out a little with like studying.
Yeah, if anybody wants to do it online, I mean, I know I'm far away from all the keepers, but
we could always do some like Zoom stuff or something if you'd be up for it.
I'm up for it. Like, it's great. I love it. Well, you get to drink some good beer. I mean,
I'm with you. Yeah,
yeah, I'm all for that.
Wrong?
We're just trying to get a solid base of people that have passed their online exam and get people committed. And I didn't actually think it was going to be quite as hard as it has been. Like I kind of started this whole like push maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and I've gotten a few like takers that are really, really bitey, like Jordan and Brandon and Jason. But we have like 6 more people like in our club that are like really into it and want to do it. And Tim, I don't know if you're still listening, is totally like down and stuff like that.
Yeah, I really need to take the mead test. I've been judging the mead cup since it started now, and I'm like, I should probably get that certification done.
I just don't know how to drum up the excitement. Like,
yeah,
I guess to a point, it's like, like, judging beer instead of like hanging out and having a good time. But really, it actually is like you can't. I need to get more people out to, like you said, to steward competitions, Colin.
Yeah, that's how I started. I just got in there and was just like, I'm just going to see what this is like. And you kind of get to stand and watch, and you're like,
it's a ton of fun, and there's no pressure. Not that there's any pressure being a judge, besides like a little bit of a time constraint.
Honestly, once you get to being a judge, I feel like you feel like there's more pressure on the stewards than there is the judges, right? Because like
you're just holding your papers up,
the organization models and stuff. I mean, it's not like I don't want to like talk people out of doing it. It's not like a hard job, and but you got to like track. Okay, well, I got these stacks of papers, and I'm doing the things, and so it's actually more work, I think, ultimately to be a steward than a judge.
Tons.
But
like Michigan Beer Cup this year had 300 entries. And I think Jason, for the most part, alone was handling the paperwork. Everybody would put together the paperwork and hand it to him, but it was his part to like enter it into the website to make sure it got scanned with the correct file name, so that when it got uploaded to the website, it linked to the entry correctly, and they could download their sheets. And 300 times over without a single mistake is like, and there's not really a good way to automate it because it's such a people process. Like I don't know how NHC works or like even competitions with.
I don't know how it works this year. I mean, I've done it in the past. I've judged and stewarded NHC. I mean, the number of people involved are it's immense. Like the organization effort of that is just big.
I can't even imagine. I'm with you.
I got to steward Best of Show one year, which was something else. Like we literally lined up, like one beer from each category throughout the whole thing, and you literally lined up all these cups. There's like I think 6, Best of Show panel judges or whatever. You had to line up 6 cups, one for every beer, and then you'd like pour them all in there, and then get them all to the judges, and they were just tearing through these things. They do a first round and be like slip. Now I get these things out of here. Sip. It was intense.
It's wild. I think. Were they? Yeah, that's wild. Oh, that's cool, Lori. I didn't know that. Was that this year? She says Larry was a steward and she worked the paperwork side. Holy smokes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, Nikki says it takes a village to run a competition the size of even the Michigan Beer Cup. So 800 before. That's wild.
That's
And I want to get
insane.
it back up to that before. Like, I want to get the Michigan homebrew community up to that number before. Or again, we need the judges and the stewards and the volunteers, up there again too. I loved when we had prizes for people. Uh, we just I feel like there's just it's a numbers game right now, and I don't think COVID terribly helped with the
Yeah.
situation.
No, it dashed, dashed it a lot.
Yeah. So well, that's awesome, Lori. Yeah, in Pittsburgh. Okay, awesome.
I was gonna say that was one thing that I kind of felt was a little different this year in terms of the total Michigan Homebrew Fest. Was kind of seemed like attendance was a little bit down this year.
I kind of felt like that too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not that it was slow, but it wasn't like I don't know. You could just tell like there used to be people crowding in everywhere, sort of.
Well, it was
Yep.
weird because Thursday night seemed bigger, but then it didn't really get much bigger after that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah,
Right?
totally. Yeah.
Agreeable.
So maybe a lot of people that a lot of the committed people are still there, and so we need to maybe work on getting
Re-expanding the pool
yes.
again.
Yeah. And
Well, last year we only had a small group, and I think we doubled that to this year again. So
cool.
yeah,
Okay.
we certainly we're getting back up to what we used to have. We
I
had
think
10 last
that-
year, like 20 this year.
We've been on a pretty steady like increase in number of attendees each year on our side. I believe so. Now I don't know the exact numbers, but I believe we had more this year than we did last year. And then even so, I think how many years has Keepers been there? This is our 6th year officially,
maybe
or 5th.
Our very first year that we had maybe Jason and just Jason, and then we had Jason, David, and Matt McQuillan maybe.
Okay, yeah.
And so maybe I think it might have been the 3rd year that we actually had a decent showing.
That was still when it was back in Holly, right?
No. Yes, those first 2 years I think were. The first year I came, we were at Camp Agawam.
Yep. And that was my first year too.
And that was 4 MHFs ago. So 2017 would have been. Did we only skip 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just skipped 20.
Okay. So yeah. No more big bonfires. Let's keep Agawam.
Or chair towers.
I remember that.
There was no chair tower this year. It
Yes.
was the first year in like 3 years.
The chair tower constructor was under very strict orders.
Okay, good.
Well, I mean, we got a talking to about that. I mean, they did it the first year, and we heard that people weren't happy, and then it happened the second year, and people were extra not happy about it. I mean, it's a liability thing, right? You do that in the middle of the night when you're drunk or whatever you might be, 3 a.m. and you're up on that tower by yourself. It's not safe. We don't need that. So yeah, that won't be going on anymore. No more of that. No more of that particular shenanigan. Although we did get a lot of questions about it this year. Oh, is it going to happen again? We're like, no. Well, it sounds like there might be a East Side.
The study group. I just saw that too.
It's like study group going on with my club apparently.
Mashers.
I think that's because there's so many people in my club that are also joining the Mashers now because they do like more organized events than we do. We're like bleeding members to Mashers because they're cooler than us apparently.
Well, if it's an open invite, let us know if it's going to be like a Zoom thing. We can totally help with that. I know the free Zoom accounts are limited to like 40 minutes, I think, but we can probably figure out a way around that.
I have a not free one through my work. Can we use that? Is that a thing?
Yeah. we could probably work that out too. So, but
I
yeah.
think my wife's got a U of M one, so I'm unlimited.
Oh, Bill Blair is a Zoom account too. So yeah,
yeah. We figure that out. Not a problem.
we can. Well, you guys got any more things you want to go over, or how you feeling?
I'm feeling like I want to go back in a few weeks. I need a couple
know.
weeks off. And then,
As soon as my
do it all
feet and
over
ankles.
again. Yeah, I need to heal up the bug bites and spend some time with showers and real beds, and let's go back. We should just make it quarterly, middle of winter. Let's go out there. Like we'll do like ice fishing, Michigan Homebrew Fest.
I'm for it.
I've done that in Boy Scouts before. It worked okay.
I mean, for anybody who's never gone, I mean, this was my third year going. I skipped 20, obviously, like everybody else did, and I'm going to make sure I never not go ever again because it's just a lot of fun. You hang out, you relax. Like I said earlier, it's weird for me. Like I'm not a person that sits and does nothing, and so like I have to train myself a little bit to do that in the middle of the day when there's nothing going on besides just drinking. But there's plenty of people to sit and chat to and hang out, and you can learn some stuff and drink some great beer, and you gotta go.
And it really is. It's not like a frat party. It's not just because we have 300 beers on tap doesn't mean you're going out there to get wasted in 80-degree weather.
Right.
Not that it doesn't happen.
It absolutely happens, but it's way more chill kind of than we're making it sound. It's very much.
It is.
You're drinking beer maybe a couple ounces at a time. If you don't like it, nobody is offended if you dump it on the dirt.
Yep.
Some clubs even put dump buckets out.
Yep.
So
because a lot of stuff's experimental. You can bring out your best brew. You can bring out your weirdest brew. It's whatever. Like it's just a chance to kind of like have fun. Oh my God, KBG brought out a 20% hard seltzer this year. Mega seltzer, yeah. Jesus Christ.
I remember that will be in my dreams. Mega seltzer.
I feel like they had it last year. They were yelling something like that.
It was 16% last year.
Yeah.
So it was 20 this year. They upped the game.
Year.
Yeah. And it was. Even they were like, yeah, it's rough. Like they were really excited when people ordered it.
I had it mixed into one of your slushies, I think.
I did that too.
And that
would be good.
Yeah.
It was like I did like a 50-50, like it was one of your slushies in the the mega seltzer. So yeah, that was nice.
Shayna says, speaking of experimental, we had a pickle slushie this year.
I avoided that. The Snobs had a pickle mead. I don't know if you guys had the pickle mead.
I did have the pickle mead.
Did you have the cut one or the uncut one?
I don't know. So
was yours on tap or out of a bottle?
On tap.
Okay, so out of the bottle it was uncut, and it was honestly undrinkable. Like it was just briny, gross dill. I was like, what is this? This is so bad.
Snobs, I don't know if you're listening. Thursday night, we went around to a couple different bars while nobody was there. We were up late on Thursday, and we kind of just did one of each tap as like a little group. Yeah, and that was one of the things that we had.
I guess, Brian, you had both apparently.
Okay.
At least
thank you, dear.
Thanks for keeping track of them, Shayna.
What is a chunky Welch's grape ale? Oh,
I don't.
No, well, that's not the one that you brought, Brandon, right? What made it chunky? So Brandon brought a grape ale that he back sweetened with like Welch's grape juice. But I don't know what makes it chunky. Unless we put like PB2 in it. Unless somebody else brought a PB2 Welch's grape ale. Which honestly sounds awesome now that I think about it.
There's a challenge. Who's
bringing the PB&J Italian grape ale next year? I am apparently. I think I'm going to
make that a gang beer challenge.
Oh my God! The ideas are flowing.
Best sandwich-based beer.
I can't spoil anything, but Shayna and Connie, the entire drive home, were going back and forth on one particular
Okay.
theme idea for next year. So, and
There you
it's
go.
not Bourbon Street. So
Well,
even though we won the baby, we lose Joe. He's just about to say, "I don't want
I was
something."
just gonna say, he
Yeah.
is frozen. That is.
Well, at least he's looks happy.
Yeah, that's all right. His cat probably just ate his cable.
Yeah, him and his.
There you go.
Oh, there he
There
is.
you go, Joe.
There he's back.
Yeah, I prefer nobody does the Mardi Gras. I just want everybody to come original and do something different. So,
I do remember getting beads one night.
So I will say, were those your beads, Joe? Was that your club?
yeah.
Yeah, I got the beads in this club.
So did
Yeah,
anybody
yeah,
else
yeah,
wake up the next
yeah.
morning with color on the back of their neck?
No.
So I
No.
thought I had a rash on the back of my neck. Shayna,
You get
thought I had a
red?
rash. Yeah, the purple beads
Okay,
ended up
so
bleeding.
here we go. Funny story. A bag of
Oh,
those
no.
beads was sent to me. There's a hot sauce bottle in that bag. Broke on the bag. Tried to wash it off. So that might have been residual hot sauce.
Oh.
Because the black beads didn't bleed at all, which seems kind of weird. Like you would think, like if they were all going to bleed, like something. So maybe I did have a neck rash from hot sauce.
Now that I'm thinking about
residual
this,
hot sauce beads.
I had my earbud case in with the beads in my bag, and there is blue residue on this, and I had blue beads. So
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we're trying to. Oh my god! Yeah.
No, we lost Joe again.
Oh, maybe.
Yep.
You can see my chinchilla back there running around.
Is that? Do you guys have a chinchilla? I thought it was. I thought it was a cat or something. I saw something like in the box back there, and I wasn't sure if that was like a couch. I see it now. Yeah.
He's running around in there. Back to the quick recap. You mentioned that it's not as like crazy at MHF as it sounds. I think the nice thing about MHF is that there's a little bit of both for everybody. Like if you want to just chill and sit and drink and talk to some people, that's there for you. If you want to go sing karaoke till 3 a.m., that's there for you, right? Like you can choose your own adventure here. It's there. You can hang out. Bring some earplugs if you're going to go to bed early, or maybe
drink
some
a lot.
or maybe some weed gummies. Either way, something to help you sleep, right?
It's legal in Michigan. Yeah, come to Michigan.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Even if you're out of state, buy some weed gummies and go to sleep.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go to sleep real well. But yeah, I like that about it, right? You can kind of do a little of both. You can mix and match. I went to bed early one night. I went to bed late one night, and it's great.
I am totally down with that. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. And everybody, I feel like everybody has their first night where they go a little hard sometimes,
or their last. I always wait till the end.
My very first night at MHF, it was just there's so much to try.
Yeah,
and you just want to try one of everything. And then it catches up all at once, and then all of a sudden it's like 4 a.m. and you're like next to your tent on your knees. Like,
sounds like a real story. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No. But then you wake up the next morning and it's
you do it all over again.
You do, and it's a
you grab
blast.
that coffee stout and get going.
Yeah. Yes. I can't wait to do it again next year. I don't know if we're gonna get Jordan back, but Joe, you got anything before we call it, or we don't have to call it. I got a little bit more beer. Like we do whatever you guys want.
I mean, I got nowhere to go. We can talk about judging all night for all I care.
No, I'm sure. I mean, speaking of, I got that 3 package from for the judging certification, so I'm still working on that.
let's do that for a minute. I'm gonna go get a beer and I'll be right back.
Good idea.
I'm here for it. I just got some extra cider.
I was just saying I got the 3 package because kind of got inspired by Brian when he's talking about it. But
What's this package?
for certification, I did the 3. You get like 3 tries at the online exam.
Yep.
Oh,
So
it's been a while since I did it. It sounds like they've changed
it's 3 for the
Yeah.
price of 2, more or less. That's to say, I've
Yeah.
bought it as well. I just
Nice.
haven't made my first attempt at it yet.
Have they changed that recently? Is it like a new updated test or something? Or
Maybe
Quite possibly.
I did a blind, the first one, just the blind. I was like, I want to see how well I do. I did not do well. It was like 35%. So there was
what kind of questions is it
comparison.
asking these days? I mean, it's been a fair number of years now since I did it.
There was some in there that kind of threw me off. It was like between a blonde and California Common. And if you're not brewing those beers a lot, it's like IBU difference.
Didn't you have your
which they're
study
gonna be
guide open
the
on your other screen where you could like quickly Control F and?
Oh no, he did
tried
it blind.
I did it blind, but there was some of that.
Oh,
But it was
blind,
so quick. It went so quick that I was like, I can't even. Like, you got to know at least half of what you're doing, I think, to even get.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Get in that 40%
I had some
range.
So I had some of that when I took the practice exam. I had some of those. Those were those style guidelines questions were the main ones that I got wrong. Again, it's practice exam, went in completely blind. I think mine was like asking about the IBU difference between, I want to say it was a foreign extra stout and an American stout, and I wasn't quite sure where those landed, like specifically. I think it was like asking like which one of the two is like higher allows a higher IBU range. And I'm like,
yeah, that's hyper specific.
Yeah. What's that?
That's hyper specific.
Yeah, it is.
Really
it
gotta
is.
know that. Yeah.
So, and it's like those style questions, those ones were the one that, like, everything that I got wrong on the practice exam was in that again, but I did it blind. It's an open book test.
Yeah.
So it was like
it's one of those annoying things that once you get past all the testing, it's like you judge open notes, right? Like, it's not like you've got to be like, oh crap, I'm going to judge European pale lagers and
right.
I don't remember this. Like, jump your phone, here it is. But it's obviously when you're taking the test, you got to cram all that information in and memorize it.
Exactly. And the other interesting thing to keep in mind, like when you go into judging, is like your palate, like how you perceive your own palate is kind of subjective.
Mm-hmm.
So like knowing these IBU ranges, if you will, like I don't think you're ever going to drink a beer and be like, that's 32 IBUs.
Oh,
exactly.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, like thinking about that type of stuff is just kind of like, well, you kind of take it with a grain of salt. Like, you just kind of get yourself acclimated to like, okay, well, I've brewed a number of beers that are supposed to be approximately 20 IBUs. So it kind of gives you a little brackets in your brain on like, okay, I know that's like the bottom end of this beer.
That's where those example styles really come in, because it helps to kind of level set that for you, because the number of IBUs is really relative to the amount of sugar you start with and end with, and so there's a lot that goes into how you perceive that. Right. So being able to calibrate that against, okay, this is what a best bitter is supposed to taste like or whatever. That's probably the most helpful thing you can do. If you guys are familiar with Fred Bonjour, he used to do, I don't think he's doing it anymore, but he used to do multi-month classes where we'd all meet every Wednesday, and he would just bring a box of, okay, here's the styles we're going over tonight, and here's your score sheets, and we would just sit down and we would go through every single category for like 6 months or whatever it was, and we just end up drinking every single example style that he could get his hands on, go through it all, writing all of our notes, really experiencing it. And then when you're done that, if you're not able to sit down and take that test, you've done it wrong.
Yeah. Can I touch on that real quick as you were saying, taste your style and then take notes. Brian touched on it a little bit earlier, is that like there really is something to be said. Like, one of the amazing things about entering into competitions is getting some unbiased feedback on your beer. And it's great, like, wonderful. If you think, I'm not specifically speaking to, experience here, but if I submit a beer and all I get is like tastes thin, thanks. Like, yeah, I get that, but like, what do you in your experience think that I could do to help prevent that in the future? Whether or not it's add oats or whatever, if it's whatever you're
one of the
experiencing.
things you're told to do as a judge is you should at least provide one piece of helpful feedback, usually down in the overall comments section, right? There should be one thing. It doesn't matter how good that beer scored, unless you're scoring like mid 40s or higher. There should be one thing that you can write down that will give that brewer some helpful feedback. So even if your notes about the mouthfeel or the taste or whatever aren't super specific, you can kind of delve into that in that comment section at the bottom and say, all right, well, I noticed this, ways to correct this are the following. You don't have a ton of space, but you should always be providing at least that one little bit of feedback to sort of say, here's one thing that I know you can do to help you make a better beer.
Yep. And I think that's that's something that I go into competitions. Like, I never go into a competition thinking I'm going to win or what have you. What I want is feedback on how to improve what I have submitted. So, yep. And I think that's a big thing. And I know, Brian, I've watched you judge beers. I know you're really good and quite wordy when it comes to giving feedback. And I think that's great. I think we need more of that.
I will say the one difficulty there, if you've ever sat down, like, the Mission Beer Cup this year, I heard they had quite a few flights to go through, right? You sit there and you go through all these flights. By the time you're judging your third or fourth flight and you're on the 8th beer of that flight, your ability to give really fun feedback, at a certain point there is who's going to win this competition and how good of feedback can I give, and who's going to win the competition has to win between those two.
Yeah,
right? I hate to say that, but luck of the draw sometimes as to where you get drawn on those flights or during the day, and so. Yeah, if you want the best feedback, your local homebrew club is absolutely the best place to go. Absent a good homebrew club to go to, you can get good feedback out of competitions, but don't be surprised that sometimes you don't, because it's hard to get really good feedback late in the day, and you really do come down to like, look, I can tell this beer tastes better than that one, but I can't figure out in my mind where all the words are. So. I've gotten to that point before. I don't like it, but it does happen sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, and I was going to say, like, that ability to, those number of flights that judges have to go through is pretty much a direct correlation to the number of judges that we have overall. Yep. So, like, if you're, like myself, I love having that unbiased, numeric feedback, if you will, because you can't go to your homebrew club and be like, what's this? Give this a score out of 50 and tell me where it is.
We actually did that for a while, pre-COVID. We would offer up a couple of judges would get together at the beginning of the meeting. Everybody, if you wanted to get there half an hour early, we'd let people sign up a few spots, and a couple of BJCP judges would sit down and write, score sheets on your beer, right then and there. So, if you have,
it's a good practice for the judges too.
Right. Yeah, exactly that. Right. It's practice for everybody. It gets people good feedback, and, you get that judging feedback. If you're in a club that has enough judges that are willing to do it, it's something to consider.
We probably should start doing that. I created like a little piece of software for the club where when they come to a meeting, they can register their beer and people can leave feedback either anonymously or with their account,
nice.
like comments and stuff like that. But like it doesn't get utilized so much, because when you're in a social environment like that, the last thing you want to do is get on your phone and walk away from somebody and type on your phone for like 5 minutes about like what you think about somebody's beer. And so I think that an approach like that,
you time box it, right?
Yes.
It's the first half an hour of the night, and that way nobody's missing having fun and hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah, that did work well for us. We'll probably get back to that at some point in the near future as our meetings ramp back up to full strength.
Brandon, I don't know if you're still watching, but let's talk. Let's try to do that for September. Maybe we can get like 2 beers, like two people's beers or something. We'll make a Facebook post and as we get more people, Brandon and I have passed the online at least. And
well,
so
even if you haven't, if you want to just get people sit down and like just see what I want to sit down and I'm not a judge, but I want to try writing a score sheet. Why not? Right?
Oh my god, yeah, why not? You're right.
Who cares? Like anybody that wants to sit down and try to judge this beer for practice for judging. I mean, just because you're not a certified judge or whatever doesn't mean you can't give good feedback on a beer.
You're right. You're right.
So you can learn by doing that, and they can get some good feedback while they're at it. So yeah, why not? Give it a shot. You're right over there, Brian.
No, dude. So I got a pour of Hydro Mule, or actually, it's called Connie out at MHF renamed it Water Donkey.
Yeah, I did like the Water Donkey.
Yeah, so I brought home some Water Donkey, so I'm drinking some Water Donkey. But I cranked the carbonation on it when I got home.
Aqua ass.
Why couldn't you have came up with that like 3 days ago? Yeah. God. Maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody want to order Aqua ass.
That's what happens after the bottle share.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sometimes on the seats of the porta potties.
Oh God.
Which we did not have this year.
Oh.
So we had a 2-year streak going. We did not have any shit on top of the porta potty lids this year. So
nice. I just avoid using those, and I sneak into the bunkhouses and use them.
I highly doubt that it was 2 different people each year. So I feel like
it's the same person every
I think
year.
like 1 year for year 1 was an accident. Year 2 was deflection.
We know who year 2 was because they were a club member.
Oh
no. So we don't have to say that on stream, but I think there were separate people.
In MHF.
Yeah. Yeah, unless they want to call themselves out, but no, it's okay. We don't got to go there. But that was a keepers thing here too, so I'm very sorry. Yeah, we'll work on it.
War.
I know. I feel like I've had a lot to drink in a short amount of time. I didn't think I've had as much as apparently I've had, but
I had 2 beers before I got on here. So
okay.
You make me drinking that much already. I'm still detoxing. That's why I went with the Munich Hellas. I'm like, it's 4.5%.
I honestly did not drink as much as I normally do this past year at MHF. I don't know. It wasn't like the quality of beer was worse or anything like that. I don't know. I just didn't.
Sometimes you don't.
Yep. Yeah. I thought I was boozed out until I got home on Sunday, and I'm like, I have Bell's Oktoberfest. Like, I'm gonna drink one of those. That's yeah.
I don't know about you people that drink Oktoberfest in August. It's not for me. September 1st, give it to me.
It's got to be my favorite style out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Oktoberfest or
I like to
beer.
time box it so it stays special.
There's no fucking spice in it, so it's great.
The what is, Joe?
I said there's no pumpkin spice in it, so it's great.
Yeah. So when I was younger, right when I started getting into like beer and stuff like that, I didn't understand like pumpkin spice versus Oktoberfest. And so it would come to be the fall season and I would get Oktoberfest, beers, and I'd be like, I don't know if the pumpkin's quite like where it needs to be in this. Like, I kind of like this other pumpkin beer a little bit better. Like, I thought they were the same thing. And I mean, I think it took years for me to realize like I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks,
Greg.
I
I definitely thought it was they were all supposed to be like pumpkin beers. I don't know. I just didn't know.
I guess to save you, Brian, Oktoberfest is a pumpkin spice for dudes.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
I will be okay with that if I need to wear black leggings, Ugg boots, and a vest and just go complete basic bitch on it, I will do that for Oktoberfest.
I'm only okay with
Absolutely.
that if Starbucks is going to come out with an Oktoberfest lager
Yeah,
latte.
in line.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Malty, delicious coffee latte.
I will say that Shakespeare's, a bar in Kalamazoo, used to sell a lot of Hacker Shore, and they always got their Oktoberfest in, and that was that's what first turned me on to when I finally figured it out to the actual like German like Oktoberfest beers and stuff like that. Before, well, not that we get like whatever they sell for Oktoberfest over there, but
We do get. I think we get a few that are not just export.
okay. I gotta search for those more this year.
Have you had was it Eyinger or
Yeah, Eyinger,
that's one of my
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. There was one that I was talking about that I hadn't had before. Is it Lowenbrow or something like that? Is that one
Sounds familiar.
of
Yeah,
the
I'll
six?
Google it.
There's there's 6 breweries that can make Oktoberfest beer like legally, and I've
Oh,
never
really?
had a single beer from one of them ever, like of any of their styles, and I can't remember what beer it is or what brewery it is. Lowenbrow. Yeah, Lowenbrow. So it's Augustiner, Heckershore, Hofbrau, Lowenbrow, Polliner, and Spaten.
I've had most of
Yes.
those.
Brian, you are who are you on board with? Who's your
Heckershore is kind of my. I
Sure
think
is
it
yours.
might just be like just because of Shakespeare's like I don't know, they hold a special place in my heart, but I'm a Heckershore
Like the one
guy.
time of year that I'll buy beer made by like AB InBev or something.
Yeah.
Really do it.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't care. I'm doing this. They're good.
I think Polliner is mine. Like the Polliner Oktoberfest or the Fest beer, and they're heavy, all delicious.
It's funny how even in America over here, like, just based on what you get in bottles and people's preferences, like there's still so much disparity, I guess, like with what people like for their like official like German like Oktoberfest and stuff like that. There's never a majority. Everybody agrees that they always like Bell's Oktoberfest, and most people kind of like Sam Adams Oktoberfest. But if you ask them what their favorite, like, like German, like official Oktoberfest is, it's like evenly split all over the board.
You notice the alarming trend of American craft brewers using roast malts to add color to their Oktoberfests to the point that you can taste the roast malt in the Oktoberfest and it completely ruins the beer.
I think Sam Adams uses caramel malt. I'm not sure, but it's
I'm okay
really
with
sweet.
that. It's a little sweet, but I'm okay with that. But like, I'll open up a can of the. I go out every year and just buy a bunch. I'm like, whatever I can find at the Total Wine or something. I'm just like, put them all in my cart. And, that's it. I'll buy like $2 worth of Oktoberfest and bring it all home. And like, I'll open a few. I'm just like, why does this taste like roast malt? I hate this beer. This is not an Oktoberfest. Like, if you wanted to tell me this is like an autumn brown, it's got some like roast in there. I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
But like,
Yep.
get that crap out of my Oktoberfest. And like, what are you doing with your life?
It's supposed to be a simple, delicate beer.
Yeah.
Like, it's well crafted, good flavors, but it's not something that's supposed to knock your face off.
Yeah. That's my mini Oktoberfest rant.
That was a big rant. Yeah, that's like a 10-minute rant.
I will go knock on doors and yell at brewers, being like, "What are you doing? Making beer wrong."
I'll be there with you. I agree.
Yeah.
Everything you said, I'm on board with.
Like, if you go look at my Untapped history for like this time of year, you'll just see me being like 3 stars. Yes, roast malt.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Jordan, we had this conversation, I think, right? We've had every year, I think for the last couple of years, a Oktoberfest show.
We have.
So we might have to go and have another one of those sometime next month.
I think you mentioned that last episode that you were
Okay.
gonna look at doing that again.
Yep.
You want to come on, Colin?
Yeah.
If I can, yeah.
Joe,
Yeah,
you want to come
come
on?
Yeah.
I'll have my
drink some
Smash
beer
by
and stuff.
then,
All
so
right.
you know.
Yeah. All right. So maybe this can be the maybe it has to be like every month or something. In November, we've had traditionally hard seltzer episodes around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Where we just like buy like 12 hard seltzers each, and just
Why would you do that?
Because it's just an anniversary. It's not even an anniversary show, I don't think. When did we start doing this?
We started it off that first year in 2020, and it was my idea, I think, to have a seltzer episode, and then I couldn't make it because of dad duties. That first year, and I was sitting there watching it, and I think you guys went on for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just you and Jason, and got absolutely hammered off seltzers. So the following year we had to do a redo so I could join the fun. And now we're just pulling other people into our black hole.
We went 4.5 hours.
That's right.
That episode.
Is that the night that
we can't even call it an episode. It's just like some random people watching like white dudes get drunk on seltzer for 4 hours straight. Like.
That was the night we had Drew Jacobs on. Like,
gave
away a bunch of shit.
There's like this
I still have the hats.
Country dude that like came on our stream for like 30 minutes, just played guitar for us while we drank bourbon. Like,
we gotta make it a thing now. We gotta get more people on drinking seltzers. And...
Speaking of, we're almost coming up on that. I still owe people shirts. If you're watching this and I owe you a shirt or a hat or something, we will. I swear to God, we're gonna get it to you. When at MHF this year, Lee McBain walked up to me and he's like, "Hey, when am I gonna get like my hat and shirt?" And like,
I should have brought it. Damn it!
I know. I thought.
Damn it! We're
Like,
terrible
oh my
at
God,
this.
dude! Like, I know you won like the mega pack or whatever the raffle that we did. I swear to God, I'll get you your shit. So Lee, if you're listening at some point in time, I promise I got your shit for you.
We gotta get that out. We gotta get that out before Thanksgiving.
We'll do
Want
it.
to get the year mark?
Yeah. We brewed a really bad beer and we're giving away like 6-packs of it to some people as some prizes. I can't remember
that was our shrimp beer, wasn't it?
Yes, that's what it was.
Beer.
It was a shrimp beer.
Oh man,
Why would you do that?
it's not their idea.
It wasn't our idea.
Yeah, Dan, that's what it was. Yes.
And Dan actually got his fucking beer. Oh my God. That's the only thing we delivered?
Yeah. Danny says sometimes somehow I managed to get my 6-pack of the shrimp beer. You did.
Oh, no.
And I hope you were happy with it. I'm sure you weren't. But.
Oh my God.
So to be fair, we didn't super shrimp. I dipped a shrimp in at the end. We dry shrimped. We dry shrimped a beer as we were making this beer to make sure it was a terrible idea. To confirm it was a terrible idea, and it was.
It's like an oyster stout, but you know.
Oh no, it tastes like pond water.
Yeah,
like
shrimp shandy.
That would honestly probably be better.
It might go okay with like a lemon in there, you know, like the citrus and the shrimp and the.
Well, Laura says there was a beer at NHC with a lobster.
Lobster.
I'm going to bed right after the show.
You guys remember when Right Brain did that stout with that like full pig cooked in the mash, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No,
like
I don't
7 years ago now, like Mangostina they called it or something like that, and they cooked the whole pig in the mash or boil or something.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very smoky. It wasn't a bad beer, to be honest.
Yeah, I won't lie. I think it was actually kind of a little bit tasty. And
I was a little disturbed at how much I liked it.
It's never a problem.
What you guys got? Are we
I
we
don't even
tapped?
what
catch
what we
now.
were
Wait,
supposed to go
how
on.
did we even get there?
I don't know. When I came back in, we were talking about judging beers, and
Yeah.
right now we're talking about lobster bashes. So I don't know.
It's a wild ride.
Or no, pig mash.
We touched on a lot of these seltzers in Oktoberfest. And have you guys tried the Topo Chico hard seltzers?
I have. They're
I have
awesome.
not.
They are like surprisingly delicious. I was
If you
very
can-
impressed with those.
If you can get Topo Chico like normal water, like just like the carbonated water, it's absolutely delicious too.
Mm.
Mineral water. What can you say?
Yeah,
Piece of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's great. We got there. Yeah.
There you go.
Fuck you, Craig. I don't know if I owe you. I don't know if I owe you anything. I'm gonna go look, but if I do, you're getting like 2 times now because I love you. So yeah. We're gonna order more for this Thanksgiving because we got to do this show again.
Gotta order it beforehand this time.
So I'll take a hat. I want a hat.
It's Jordan's hat.
Yep.
Yeah.
We gotta.
I'm wearing
So
that
so
myself.
here's the thing, and I'm not calling you out, Jordan, but it does tend to soak through with sweat.
You can see the line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
I've tried to
can.
clean mine. I
Very
soaked mine in
distinctly.
OxyClean, and then the entire logo that was inked onto the leather melted off into the
They
water.
probably puffed out, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
'cause
yeah,
it's like
totally.
stamped on there.
Yeah, stained the hat. The entire ink dissolved into the water.
So
It
you
cleaned the sweat out of
did
it.
wrong. You've got to sweat the whole thing through. And then it's
Exactly.
like the
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on. I
Yeah.
start down here, and then I get up here. I just got to get the whole thing, and then
Again,
and I don't have to wash it.
it's the break-in process.
Yep.
They do look
Oh.
sharp. They look nice.
It's one of those awesome shirts from the '90s that changed colors when you got them wet. So they kind of
It's that
same
soul food.
concept.
Oh my god, maybe we need to look into that.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't that be cool? Like your shirt sweats from white to black.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there you go.
that's not so cool when you sweat as much as I do outside.
I was gonna say I
Stock all
sweat a
over my
lot.
shirt.
Yep. I'd need Michigan Brews logos to come out right here.
Oh, that'd be
and
there. We go.
here. Yeah.
Uh,
Blurb. What you guys got?
no
I
more
got-
beers. What I got?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm,
All right.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Well,
Sad day.
I say we wrap it, but I appreciate this guy. Jesus, I can't fucking talk.
Happy Monday, Brian.
No, I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. It's gonna be great. I appreciate you guys getting on.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
Do you guys want to be more like Joe's been on fucking 3 times now, 4 times now?
Damn, really?
Yeah, at least
Yeah,
3. I think this is
Southeast
4th.
Michigan
honestly.
mascot, or the
Yeah.
East Side mascot. You know.
So I wanna make sure that we start having more people from around the state on. And
I mean,
if you
there's
you
one
guys are
thing
more,
I hate doing. It's sitting and talking beers.
I know exactly. So if you
It's
guys want to come
terrible.
back on more, by all means, you can be guests.
I'll make
as
sure
often as you want.
Joe's not the only East Side person.
There you go. Oh, you are in the. Where are you
Are
at?
you East Side?
I'm in Dexter.
Oh,
Is
you're in
it-
Dexter.
is it-
I'm in Warren.
oh, okay.
I'm in Warren, so I'm the far.
Yeah,
I'm the east,
you're east.
east. Yeah.
What's your drive to Ann Arbor, Colin?
15 minutes.
Okay, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
but we're the next town over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm where Jolly Pumpkin is. It's a mile from my house,
There you go.
That's sweet.
and also 10 minutes from Holmes because
Did Shane ever respond to you about that Facebook profile comment thing?
no, not personally. I'm expecting a personal message anytime.
It will be. I'll make sure it gets out there. Yep. She listens to these shows and then judges me harshly the next morning. So
We all do.
It's fair.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Only you.
Just kidding, honey.
As he's
all right.
talking to her in the other
I know.
room.
I'm waiting for her to like come through the corner over here. Like you can't see the door. The door is like right here. You know,
Just out of frame.
Yeah.
Strategically.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Who does it? It's wonderful.
I know. So, all right. Thank you guys for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Here's man.
Jordan, I'm glad your computer didn't crash tonight.
It didn't. Oh my god! I just realized that.
I just realized that too.
You know he's gonna crash before we actually.
It's been an
That's
issue.
that's what's gonna happen.
So, yeah, and maybe we just need more people on. Maybe it's just this. Oh Jesus! You scared me. It's just the stress of just having you and me on or something. I don't know, but
My PC's got anxiety. I've been giving it Xanax. That's
we're creating a slow maybe group of regulars that we want on the show to like hang out and stuff like that. So Colin and Joe, you are more than welcome to come back whenever you guys want. I'll try to like reach back out for random stuff. I just think it's more, the more people we have, as long as I don't talk over you, which I'm really bad about doing. I suck. I try to limit quiet time, and like I talk over people sometimes, and I suck about that. But the more people we have on, I don't know. It's fun. It is fun. I don't know. So I appreciate it.
You got it.
And yeah. But anyway, I'm glad I saw you guys at MHF this year.
Yes,
we'll drive the hype for next year. Nikki is still here.
Let's get the hype train rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nikki,
wow,
whatever we can do to help you guys drive the hype train. Like we are all about the hype. Brian's still here at the end of the night. Oh my God! Like I don't even know what to do.
Oh,
with
there was some of that too.
We could definitely have fun with that.
Yeah.
we definitely don't have anyone in our club that does that.
Oh, we do.
And does not bring bottles to MHF.
No, absolutely not. No,
nope, that's illegal.
We make tractor fuel and
biodiesel.
Yep, absolutely.
essential oils.
Essential oils. Yeah.
It's all water. It's just still water.
100%. No, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Of his essential oils.
All right, Brian. Thanks for sticking with us for the end of the night too. But we'll catch you guys in a couple weeks. I don't know what we're doing next week. I think we might take a week. Jason's going to be back with us in September, so we might hang out for a week until we get Jason back. It's been a while, and we miss our Jason. So his moving situation is finally going to come to an end, I think. And I don't know. You guys got any closing statements? Come to MHF.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Cheers.
All right.